off property. I mean, it's actually on the public street.
That's amazing.
Hey, we're live on Facebook, so we'll
Okay.
quit talking about that. All right, so as our group is building, I'm going to share it on my page.
You receive a charitable tax deduction, plus the great feeling you'll get knowing your donated car is going to help save more lives. Just call 800-478-6860 to set the wheels in motion. They take cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, running or not. Call 800-478-6860.
There we go. It always amazes me how it takes a while for me to show up on my feed. Pardon me, guys.
With my mom. Donate today. 800-478-6860. That's 800-478-6860.
There we go.
Let me tell you a little secret. You are getting big
1 minute.
electric bills. Stop
All right.
being an energy
I'm going to grab a water real quick.
You got it, bud.
utility company. The
No, I'm good.
US government will give you a 30% tax rebate just so you can produce your own electricity. And the state you live in may give you even more. Finding out is a free phone call away. Solar energy is every American's dream, and it's right above you every day. Cut your power bill in half with a clean solar energy system. Stop paying more than you need to for your electricity, and stop paying for hidden charges. Put more money back in your pocket. Our solar hotline partners can offer you 0% down payment and 100% financing plans.
Have you
Cut your
heard
electricity bill in half
about-
with solar? Call right now.
800-625-2471. 800-625-2471.
Have you,
800-625-2471.
I just ran into a situation, title company, that they're limiting the amount of the wholesale fee to no more than a 30% premium above the purchase price.
Never heard of that.
Yeah.
No.
Underwriters.
Underwriters.
Yeah.
Are they changing the laws on that now? A little bit.
I don't know.
I wonder what the recourse is on it.
I don't know.
Get ready. The guide that will put your fears behind you is on the air now. Taking calls at 713-785-1817. Toll free 877-881-0271. Now here's your host, Tom Perry.
Hot mics.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to the show. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817, 713-785-1817. Joined live in the studio, my good friend Javar. Welcome.
How you
Benchmark
doing, Tom?
Insurance.
Good to see you.
Want to give out the contact info first. Insureinvestors.com. That's INSURE investors.com. 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. I'm reading it right here on our billboard behind us. No, I'm just kidding. So what's new?
Oh, nothing much.
Yeah.
Insurance.
Yeah.
We're busy as ever. Things have leveled out since Harvey, so
Yeah.
now everybody's pretty much already have their claims payments in hand.
Okay.
And the supplements are starting to come a little bit, meaning that if you feel like the insurance company didn't give you a fair scope of loss
Right.
on the initial claim, you can supplement for additional losses.
So at that point in time, because a lot of people don't know that you can appeal, so they send their adjuster out, kind of like bank, sending out their appraiser, right? Well, then
Correct.
you can also, unlike when you're getting a mortgage, you can't just go and dispute it with your own appraisal, right? They'd have to send that. You can't ask for a second appraisal. But in this case, you can actually hire your own public adjuster, is what it's called,
You
right?
can.
Did you have many clients that did that?
It works sometimes. With flood, it generally doesn't work
right.
because essentially it's FEMA.
Right.
There's no recourse.
Yeah.
And they're not going to be very useful other than helping you create an estimate, essentially.
Right.
But for any other insurance policy, our private flood or our package, a public adjuster in some cases is a good way to go.
Did you have many clients that did that?
The clients that
Percentage-wise, probably less than 10%, right?
I'd say less than 10%.
But they're probably had some of the bigger claims, right?
It's always better finding a contractor who understands the insurance scope,
Right.
Because they're perceived as less abrasive to the adjusters,
Right.
and adjusters are more willing to work with contractors versus public adjusters, where they have to really stick by the rules and watch everything they say.
So last night we had quite a few investors came into our office, and we were meeting with them one-on-one, as a group. And but we gave each one like 20 minutes in the hot seat and going over some things. But a lot of these guys are relatively new, and one of the things that they have a tough time estimating repairs on a house. they also have a tough time estimating like what are the taxes, insurance. Taxes you can look up.
Right.
But what about insurance? How, because it really, people have asked me, hey, Tom, what's the rule of thumb on insurance on a problem? Like, oh my, there's some things there's just not a rule of, like I found if there's a rule of thumb when it comes to like air conditioning and foundations and plumbing and those kind of things. But I've had a tough time coming up with a rule of thumb for like if you're going to replace the ductwork, for example, because it's almost custom, right? So what's the rule of thumb for insurance? Is there one?
For an occupied dwelling fire policy in Harris County, the average price you're getting is about $900 for every $100,000 in coverage per year. So $900 in premium for every $100,000 in coverage.
Okay, so about 9%. No, it'd be 0.9%, right?
0.9%.
Okay.
So if you have a $200,000 valuation property, you're looking at $1,800.
Okay.
That's pretty much a good rule of thumb.
Got it.
Our price is a lot lower, of course.
Right.
If you have more properties, it's going to turn out to be a lot lower
Right.
on a portfolio package. Now, builder's risk is about half that.
Okay.
Okay, because essentially we're covering the structure while it's under construction, so
Right.
it's a lot less risk for the insurance company.
Okay, then what about like if you're budgeting, you're trying to build a buy and hold portfolio? What would that be?
You're looking at anywhere from $700 for every $100,000 to $900 to every $100,000.
Okay.
And really depending upon the age of the properties, of course,
Right.
and what condition they're in and the area of town.
So what are some other things other than price? What are some things that a brand new investor should be looking out for? Like, oh, I didn't realize that. Now that's cost me tens of thousands, if not more.
Aluminum wiring
Okay.
is one of those huge factors that people really need to take in consideration.
Okay.
It basically increases the cause of fire by 46%.
Okay.
And that's something that you really, if you can or have the means to, go in and do the renovation for that right away.
Okay. So you're saying rewire the house?
Yeah, with copper.
Okay, because we actually teach that we don't rewire an aluminum wire house. What we do is if you replace with pigtails.
Or replace with pigtails.
If you replace it, it's up to code. You're completely compliant. I can get an electrical permit. I can add new circuits. I can do all the things, bring the whole house up to code by just adding pigtails.
Your strategy is probably makes a lot more business sense.
Right.
Of course.
Okay. Because the pigtails run about $7.
Right.
I think from Home Depot, and it's maybe $10 of labor or less.
Right.
Per. I know that if you hire a general contractor or something as part of the job, probably $25 per outlet and switch.
Of course.
So, are you saying that from an insurance standpoint, because that's getting up to building code, do I lose anything if I'm not rewiring the house?
Insurance standpoint, yes, you run out of basically with their primary exclusions that they have is aluminum wiring and galvanized pipes.
Okay.
Those are the two major exclusions that
So
people
if
have.
you've got galvanized pipes and you have a leak, then there's an exclusion on that is oftentimes it's not covered. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay. But you're saying that if my house burns down and I have aluminum wiring, then I'm not going to be covered. They're going to say, hey, it's not.
That is correct. If that exclusion is there.
Okay. What if I have aluminum wiring and do the pigtail? Does that circumvent that exclusion?
It does not. If the carrier doesn't like aluminum wiring, they're not going to take it, whether it's pigtailed or not.
Okay, so that's something. I mean, I'm learning something new for the very first time. And so is that on your group plan? On your group policy?
No.
Okay,
no.
so that's not an exclusion on your group
That's
policy.
not an exclusion. We basically write a special forms policy, meaning it's an all risk. We'll take anything and everything except for what we exclude. Builder's defects, for instance. We don't cover builder's defects. We don't cover termites and insects and stuff like that. That's pretty much the main exclusions that we have.
Okay. So, all right. So that's good to know. So, are there policies that you carry that do have that exclusion?
Yeah, absolutely. We have all the carriers.
Yeah.
So there's basically a wheelhouse for every type of property.
I would definitely want to know which carrier that is.
Definitely.
So we'll announce it on the air, but maybe off the air you can tell us. We can put out a notice so we can talk about it. Hey, this is one of the things that you need to look for in your policies. Okay, so I'm joined live in the studio with Javar. He's with Benchmark Insurance. It's insureinvestors.com, 281-569-4353, 281-569-4353. Now, with that website, y'all have a portal, actually, that you can go get a quote for a property directly from that portal, right?
Correct. That's going to give you your average there. So go on our website and quote your investment property, and it's going to tell you exactly what we're able to do it for.
Okay.
And it's a good average. Basically, the more properties that you have, the better the rate, of course.
Right.
But go in and use it. It's a good user interface. It's there to educate you as to what the policy actually is supposed to cover versus not cover.
Right.
And go in. You can customize your coverage, general liability, flood, loss of rents. You can do all the coverages and customize it to fit your needs.
But I also want to point out that y'all don't do just property insurance. That, like I referred you, my dad, for example,
Correct.
wanting to get commercial general liability for a different business, and so y'all do commercial general liability, y'all do umbrellas, y'all do the whole gamut.
Absolutely.
Right?
When we got into the business,
Right.
we just wanted to find a niche.
Right.
And when finding a niche, you just try different lines of
But
business.
all on the PNC side. You don't come to you
No,
with
no.
you
No
won't sell me a
health.
whole life
I will
insurance
never
policy.
sell you-
No universal life, not
No.
doing buy-sell funding insurance. No.
Stick to what I know. Stick to what I know.
All right. So that's insureinvestors.com, insureinvestors.com, 281-569-4353, 281-569-4353. If people want to meet you in person, when's the next time you're going to be at an event?
When? So we have our landlord event.
Okay.
Monday.
Yep, that's next Monday.
Yeah, next Monday.
It's hard to believe it's already.
And that's RSVP only, of course.
Right.
I'm at pretty much 5 or 6 events every single month. So whether it's yours, whether it's Jet Lending's,
Yeah.
we're usually around.
Okay, so if you're a landlord and you want to get invited to the landlord event, you have to qualify to get into the event.
Absolutely.
Because we're limited on space.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the Jet Lending Third Wednesday event where there can be 1,000 people there. It's only about 200 people, I guess, something like that. So you can send an email to support@rightpathrealestate.com. That's support@rightpathrealestate.com. What else do our investors need to know?
What else do our investors need to know? Basically, what's not covered on their policy.
Okay.
That's a big deal. Prior claims, now flood is becoming more of an issue.
Yeah.
Even FEMA and the flood maps are changing constantly. So we're writing policies now that FEMA's coming back and stating, "Hey, we misquoted this. We need an additional $1,200 or $1,300 to keep the policy active." Because they're unsure, even for houses that have been flooded that didn't necessarily have an insurance claim.
Right.
There's been issues where they're now getting that data into the rating schedule and
Right.
building and basically upcharging that policy.
Okay. So what percentage of your clients do you think actually read the policy?
0%. Yeah.
0%.
0%.
Can't say
Yeah.
0 because I read mine cover to cover.
Cover to cover?
Yeah, 80 pages. Yeah.
The FEMA? Really?
No.
Oh, ours.
The group plan.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about 80 pages. Did
Yeah.
you know that?
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Well, I'm an insurance guy, and I
Yeah,
realize
I
what's
mean,
not in the policy matters.
We're here to basically to narrate that for you,
Right.
and put it in terms that you understand. That's the value. That's the only value that I bring at the end of the day.
Right. I realize that if once you find the policy that you're going to stick to, and it's you're actually covering so much from a liability standpoint that you're transferring a lot of risk. I want to know what exactly am I transferring, and more importantly, what am I not transferring? What's being excluded? So most people, what I find is when they're shopping for insurance, they're looking for, I want the cheapest coverage. When they're purchasing, right? I would give me the lowest price. Got to get the cost down, blah, blah. But you go to file a claim. I want the best coverage. Why didn't you sell me the best coverage, right? And so that's crazy.
Right. Well, just people need to take in consideration. You need to customize the coverage to fit your risk profile, so to speak. So if you don't want the full coverage, the full boat, figure out how much it's going to cost to rebuild the property that you're insuring.
Right.
If you're sticking around that $75 to $80 a square foot, that's a good place to start, and you're taking about a $10, $15 risk on what it costs with today's dollars to rebuild a house ground up.
Yeah.
Okay,
so you listen to Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. Jeff Emerson said, who made up that number? 31%? Nope, 29%. Okay, I guess. I don't know. So anyhow. All right, so thanks for watching, Jeff. So it's insureinvestors.com, insureinvestors.com, 281-569-4353, 281-569-4353. Thanks for coming on, man.
All right, bud. Thank you.
All right. All right, thanks, man. All right, see you Monday, if not sooner, right? Right. If you'll send Brandon is right outside the door there. Thanks.
Or non-responsive. You could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes or binders. The agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. We're here for you. Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper? Bundling your properties on a single policy will help save time and money. Benchmark has been in business for over 10 years, and we insure over 30,000 properties. Contact Benchmark about our exclusive investor package. Call us and let us show you what we can do for you at 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com. That's benchmarkbroker.com. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Are you expecting to close accurately, on time, and with lots of communication on your home purchase? You've come to the right place. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer with Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Our goal is to give our borrowers and referral partners an amazing experience during the loan process. My team believes in putting people and culture before results. Our company concentrates on building those teams who operate with structure, process, and recognition for going the extra mile for you. This way, we have the energy to make this your best home purchase ever. Give us a call today to find out the simple steps to get started. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, the Hernandez team at Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Jennifer.legacymutual.com or call 713-579-3611. Again, Jennifer.legacymutual.com. We can't wait to consult with you soon. NMLS 514497.
Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. NMLS 514497.
Did you know that there are over $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S.? Imagine if you could use someone's IRA to fund all of your deals. Well, you can. Quest IRA is based locally here in Houston, Texas. At Quest IRA, we offer retirement accounts that can be used to invest in real estate, promissory notes, private entities, and much more. Many of our clients loan money from their IRAs to fund real estate deals all over the country. We don't sell any investments or give advice. However, we do hold free networking events, weekly educational classes, and free consultations with an IRA specialist. For more information, visit our website.
Nikki, test 1 2 3. Nikki.
Or call us at
Hey, doing good. How about you? Sorry I didn't call you back yesterday. My bad.
Tap into the $24 trillion in retirement.
Yeah, just get with me today or tomorrow.
Call Quest IRA at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or go to our website, questira.com.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties. Whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab, we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Over the last 6 years, Fast Track has completed over 700 projects, which has helped us to create our 3 keys to success. Use a detailed scope of work so that everything gets done. Sure. Train and maintain quality crews so it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets done fast.
No more managing it yourself.
This guy made a comment on. We're talking about guns on the.
Oh, I saw your.
Yeah. And it says, I said, "Do you have a problem?" No, that. I said, "You're funny, very educated and professional. Why are we friends on Facebook?" I said, "I remember junior high, good times. Take out curse words and your vocabulary is very limited." And that's what he said. I said,
jeez. Change me over to you.
Oh, sorry. Thanks.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
I'm not
ready
the
now.
insurance
Yeah,
guru.
sorry.
It's okay.
Right.
Hot mics.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio. Did a quick change during the break. 713-785-1817 if you want to call in and ask any kind of questions. So join now with the owner of Foundation Check, foundationcheck.com, 346-702-3825, 346-702-3825. Brandon, welcome to the show.
Hey, Tom. Hey, thanks for having me.
Good. So what's new in the world of foundations?
Wow. Pretty much standard, same old process. We're still real wet out there more than anything.
So is now, if I'm an investor, and investors, times are clicking, right? It's been raining quite a bit recently, right? After the storm, and we're all focused on, oh my gosh, everything. Well, we almost went through a drought situation, right? Correct. And then from the drought, we went, right back into, a really wet season again. Yep. So is now a bad time to do foundation repairs?
Well, if if your foundation company's crews out there digging, and it's, I mean, we've done a lot of inspections over the last couple of weeks,
right.
man, and we're seeing a lot of surface water. And if they're digging, 10, 12 feet, there's probably water getting, all the way down to there. So
because I've got a house right now. It's a buy and hold,
sure.
and it's over in Channelview, and it's probably 4 inches low on the back left corner. And it's like I need to get the place occupied, and I just closed on it, and it's like I've been kind of waiting for it to dry out, but it's like I don't know, should I keep waiting? I mean,
yeah, I would. I mean, you really want to wait, and make sure that ground, because that's really going to help on the install guys.
Yeah,
more than anything. We're up about 2 to 3 inches on the year since January. So, but yeah, so we're still seeing a lot of wet soils out there, and right now, we're kind of running about a 45% investor load on people asking to look at their home. Another 45% of those are probably flooded properties, and the other 10%, are owner-occupied properties. And and we're seeing a lot of guys kind of just chance it. I mean, we highly recommend calling us up on the front side. We're seeing a lot of tolerance levels and a lot of our calculations on the high side where the investor could have fixed it for a relatively small dollar amount, and then he gets it to the marketplace, and the inspector finds it, and then the lender needs the engineering review on it, and they just barely pass by the skin of their teeth, or they don't pass, and then they got to go back in and do foundation repair after the home's been completely remodeled. We've just happened to stumble across that over the last probably couple of weeks, where just investors just really aren't quite going up front and doing it the upfront analysis and waiting to the back end, and then sometimes I got to be the bearer of good news or bad news, and I got to produce a report that the numbers and the calculations show how that slab is performing. So
there's an actual order in which the house needs to be built, and then typically when you're going back and doing a remodel, it should be done in that exact same order. There's a reason why houses have been designed to be built a certain way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Foundation,
ground up,
framing,
right?
Framing, roofing, absolutely.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. You got to close it in, and it all begin. I mean, you can't really do much before the foundation's fixed. I mean, that should be short of a little bit of demo work or getting all the trash out from a previous owner. Short of that, I mean, foundation is like at the very beginning of the start process, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So, okay, so I also want to know, are you involved at all? I see some houses that are being actually raised.
Sure.
Tell me what you know about that.
Yeah, we're not involved heavily in that. Now, what I can tell you is that we just did a project for another local engineer.
Okay.
And what they wanted us to do is they were going to physically lift the home, put it on pier and beam, and put steel I-beams underneath. They wanted us to come in and do what they called a baseline inspection.
Okay.
The gentleman had rises and falls in his foundation. He liked his step ups. He liked his step downs.
Yep.
And so they didn't want to lift the home 30 inches.
Right.
And then he not have his traditional step ups or step downs.
Okay.
So we came out there. We performed a baseline inspection for him. Drew everything up, gave him the numbers. So when they cribbed the house up, they put the pier, the beams in and the blocks in. That the rise, the step ups, and the falls are the same height that he was accustomed to.
Okay.
Before that, but that is the maximum that we've been involved. I mean, we're standard.
That guy's raising it 30 inches.
He's going up 30 inches. I don't know if it's a grant issue or if he's just going up 30, but that's what he wants to do to get out of the floodplain, and he says it works for him. So
okay, fantastic. Have you seen the house that's south of Memorial on Kirkwood? It's on the west side. I think they've raised this thing like 10 feet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think partly, the more I think about it, I think that a foundation company that actually does that raised it up that high more for like advertising, like sure. we can do this, and sure. I can't imagine that a homeowner would actually want it that high, but it is way. I mean, it could even be 15 feet.
Sure. I mean, what do you do with sidewalks? How do you have access? What do you do with your garage?
Yeah.
The story is untold with what those guys that are doing that. So we'll see if that's, I know a lot of that is going on new construction, and that's probably fine.
Sure.
I mean, that's regulated by the county.
Right.
The city ordinance just also took over the county ordinances,
right.
On new construction, with where to actually put that house at, and how many feet it's got to be above the floodplain and all that. So, but pre-existing structures, I mean, this is a city with 6 million people in it. So,
Right.
I mean, what do you do with those homes that were built in the 40s, 50s, 60s, you know?
Yeah, that's tough. So I'm joining with Brandon. He's a Foundation Check. It's foundationcheck.com, 346-702-3825, 346-702-3825. So if I'm a brand new investor, I know you've got a relatively large buy and hold portfolio. So you're an investor yourself. You also buy, fix, and flip some properties, right? And then you wholesale some as well. So so you've got a ton of experience. And then now in the foundation, not the repair business, but you only do the foundation checks, which I love that. Why are so many investors afraid of getting involved in their first, 1 or 2 or 3 deals to get involved with a property with foundation problems?
Yeah, probably the stigma, you know, but like anything else, it's like that first time home buyer, you know. I mean, with based on our clay soils, and if you're buying an older home, it's probably a question of not if it's going to move, but simply when. It's just how those structures were originally constructed. It is based on our soil content, and frankly, some of it is negligence by the previous homeowners. It's not just the previous homeowner, but also the homeowners. And we have a maintenance guide that we provide in our product, and it allows the homeowner, or the investor to really look at key things after the foundation's been lifted. You got it upright, everything's going good. Some key points to look for. I think a lot of the movement, people simply don't realize, because it's so gradual over time, and they don't understand that that pooling water by your house that's been there for 5 years is now affecting your whole right corner, and you're down 2 inches.
Right.
And that small pool of water, because you don't have drainage, you don't have the correct, erosion control or root barrier, is now costing you $20,000.
Right.
Because of that small pool of water on the right-hand side of the house.
Yeah. So what's the difference? I know that I can go and call up a foundation company. If I'm an investor, I can call them, and they'll come out and give me a free estimate and a peer map, and they'll show me all the highs and lows and things like that. Why wouldn't I just go that free route? Why would I? Why?
Yeah, I mean, Foundation Check was created with for the investor and also for the homeowner, but mainly on the investor side, because there still is a few number of companies that are running out there. I mean, the foundation companies in general are really good, but there still are a few companies out there that, the free evaluation, quote unquote, is not free,
right?
Because they have a vested interest. The more peers they put in, the more money they make.
Yeah, it's baked into the fact that the price of their foundation work.
Sure,
right.
Absolutely, and Foundation Check was created just to be your eyes and ears. We come out, we inspect the outside of the property, take a few pictures, we draw everything up to scale. We come inside the property, we take raw elevation readings, and then from all that, it goes back into a software package. And then if you want a licensed professional engineer to review it, it goes to that. Or if you want a letter of opinion, it goes to that. In fact, just last week on the show, or 2 weeks ago when I was on the show, we talked about a young investor out of your club.
Right.
And we had 4 different bids on the foundation repair. And we actually went back out to that property free of charge and double-checked our measurements that we had and sat down with the investor. And sure enough, our drawing and our calculations were right on, and it was almost a direct opposite of some really well-known foundation companies here in Houston. I mean, they were literally lifting in high points. So, I mean, that, and they had no zeros on their drawing. We talked about that last time, where our drawing has zeros, but I mean, and that really just gave confidence in the investor on our report, how we do our analysis, because there is different ways to do foundation analysis. So, but yeah, so that was just a good example of that investor is now thankful of, hey, I didn't go with that company because they would have been wrong, and Foundation Check came back out and checked it free of charge. Because if we mess up, if we have a bad drawing or a bad reading, and it does happen, but we went back out there and sure enough, it was spot on.
So tell me, what's the difference between how most foundation companies, what I found is they want to measure from the highest point in the house.
Sure.
And that's not how y'all do that.
No, we don't. We're looking for a neutral point. Because if you start out at the highest point of the house, the only option you've got then is to physically go up, and that requires peer work. For R0, we require a couple of different things. A common place where somebody can find with ease. It's not tucked in the closet. It's not, the far right-hand side of the house. If, you guys are a client of ours, you go back, look at your drawings. the majority of our zeros are found in the center of the home, and we're looking for, how level that area is, because traditionally in a home, unless you have a heave, the center point is going to be your most stable, because a lot of the cracking occurs on the exterior part of the slab as the structure gets, there's a lot of weight on the exterior walls, that brick veneer hangs on. So traditionally, if you're going to have problems, it usually starts on the outside, not all the time, but that zero allows us to start kind of in the neutral point. We're not looking for a low point. We're not looking for a high point. We're looking simply for a zero or a neutral point that we're able to take a baseline measurement.
And how much of a difference would that make doing that philosophy when I'm going to do the repair?
Yeah.
What does that mean economically?
Well, hand over fist is going to be probably cheaper. Because we're not going to, if you start out at the highest point, you're probably going to have more piers, and the opposite of that is that if you start at the lowest point, well, you're probably going to have more piers. With us, we're more neutrally based, or that zero based, when we start our analysis. So
okay. Well, thanks for joining the show. It's foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com. 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825. Thanks for coming in.
All right, Tom. Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Mike's off.
Do you have cracks in your brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you unnecessary pier work, but we are in the business of evaluating your foundation. Our product is designed for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825. Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree. Single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
Hello, real estate investors. Do you need a lender that moves fast at the speed of a jet to fund your investment properties? Jet Lending will help you purchase properties quickly with as little cash out of pocket as possible. Jet Lending also sets up a repair escrow fund to help you with repair costs. Jet Lending has originated over 2,000 loans in Texas, valued at over $250 million. Jet Lending will help you evaluate your deals for free and give you feedback on value, cost of repairs, and potential loan amount. Jet Lending is your fast and friendly hard money source for first-time investors and seasoned professionals. Call 281-872-7800 or email us at info@jetlending.com. Oh, and don't forget about our famous Third Wednesday Super Investor Networking Meeting. Lots of fun, lots of great real estate talk. We'll see you there.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property?
Hey, Tom.
Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties. Whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab, we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Over the last 6 years, Fast Track has completed over 700 projects, which has helped us to create our 3 keys to success. Use a detailed scope of work so that everything gets done. Train and maintain quality crews so it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets
And Anderson's on the line?
No more managing
Yeah,
it
Clint's
yourself.
on the line.
No
All right,
more
cool.
doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992. Again, that's 832-742-9992, or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
This is Business 1110.
All right, Tom, hot mics.
Hey, welcome to the show, Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817, 713-785-1817. I'm joined live via our telephone hotline. Anderson Advisors, that's andersonadvisors.com, 1-800-706-4741, 1-800-706-4741. Clint, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me on again.
Great. So what should I be concerned about this time of year as it relates to the legal or financial aspect of my business?
I'll tell you what, lawsuits never stop, so you're going to need to be concerned about them all times of the year to make sure that, you know, your business is running on all cylinders, so if something does throw you off track, it's not going to take your business and create chaos and put everything you're building up at risk. So it's just, you know, being a good steward of your assets, making sure everything's segregated out properly, and using LLCs in the right manner, possibly using corporations to help reduce taxes, depending on your investment.
Okay. So what would be a good way to get started on all that?
Well, a good way to get started on that, of course, would be contact Anderson, and we can help you out by putting together an analysis of your situation. It really comes down to, you know, determining where you're going with your investing. If you're a buy and hold investor and you're not flipping properties, then you're going to want to start with a limited liability company, maybe 2, 3, depending on the number of properties you have. Maybe you would consider it a series LLC if you want to be a little more adventurous in creating your plans. But it's understanding the angle you're taking when it comes to investing. So I see a lot of investors, they get them confused. They don't understand necessarily what is the right type of entity for the investing that they're engaging in. And as you brought up, you know, if you choose the wrong entity or you have it taxed the wrong way, it can really hurt you. I was working with a client down in Houston, and they were flipping properties for several months in an LLC, and they thought that was the right way to go. Granted, that's given them asset protection, but the problem was the person who created it had it set up as a disregarded LLC, which means it doesn't have to file a tax return. It sounds great. Who wants to file tax returns if you don't have to?
Yeah, it sounds great.
But unfortunately for them, it all ended up on their personal tax return and their Schedule C. They're treated as a dealer. And it was an uncomfortable situation for them, because when we sat down and we analyzed it, I looked at their structure. I said, you know, you have about $275,000 in taxable income because you're a dealer, but you only brought in $100,000. So you're going to have to pay taxes on $175,000 of income that you haven't even recognized yet because of the fact of your tax classification on how this entity was structured.
Okay, so if I'm a brand new investor and I like what I'm hearing, what's the best way to get involved with talking to you guys?
Well, you can either go to our website at andersonbusinessadvisors.com, and you can sign up for a free consultation and mention, of course, that you heard me on your show. Or you can call us directly at 800-706-4741 and do the same thing. Just mention you heard me on your show.
And so,
and then the reason I want you.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, the reason we want that is then we know where the client's coming from, so we know what particular strategies and where your investing may be focused going forwards. Because depending on where you're investing, we work with investors all over the country, and you use different strategies in different regions because of either county laws, regulations, or state laws. And so that's important for us when we're structuring someone to know exactly where they're investing, where they're coming from.
So at what stage in the investment cycle, from beginner to intermediate to experienced, at what stage should somebody sit down with you and have a consult?
Well, here's what I tell people. Before you start investing, you should have a consult with us and look at your entity options, because the mistake I see a lot of people have made over and over again, they're excited about investing. They've talked to their local attorney, and he tells them, wait until you have a few properties in your name. Just go with insurance. That's going to protect you. And then consider putting together a structure. Well, that might work for some people, but if you're in a situation, let's say you enter into a purchase and sale agreement, and you're expecting to close in 10 days, and then the money that you were expecting to close with, let's say you had a partner that was going to help fund this deal, the down payment, that partner suddenly pulls out of the deal. And I'm telling you now, an actual client situation. Partner pulls out of the deal, client cannot close because they don't have the funds for closing. So what does seller do? Seller tells them, we're not going to extend closing the 30 days you need. You have to close on this day because those 6 properties are part of a short sale that I had arranged with my lender. And I have to close on this date. If you don't close, I'm going to sue you. And unfortunately for this individual, because they put that offer in their own name, they ended up in litigation because they couldn't close. And the seller sued them and took a judgment against them.
Wow. So what could they have done to have prevented that?
Simple. Put the offer in the name of a limited liability company, or if you're going to rehab and turn those properties, I would have done it through a corporation. That way, when you have a seller who is making those types of threats, you have some more security there because you're like, fine, sue. You can sue the offerer, which was the LLC. The LLC has minimal assets. You're going to keep my earnest money. But unless you can pierce the LLC, you're not going to hold me personally liable. Unfortunately for this investor, that's a judgment now that has been attached to them, and that really impedes their investing going forwards because that's going to hurt with lending as well, borrowing.
Okay. So y'all look at it from a strategy. What makes y'all different from me having, just a traditional, I have an attorney on one side, I have a separate CPA on the other side. What do y'all do that's different?
That's just it. We don't have people on different sides. We have everybody on the same side.
I like it.
When it comes to working with investors. So at Anderson, we have both CPAs and the legal side in-house. And that works really well for a lot of people because you're not going to get conflicting information. The attorney does something and they say, I'll go talk to the CPA and let them figure out the tax side. So then you're hoping the CPA understands what the attorney has set up for you. But more importantly, it's about understanding the business. I run into a lot of investors. They may have a great CPA and a great attorney, and those two individuals work awesome together, but neither one of them are real estate investors. So they don't understand what their client is engaging in, so they're putting them in structures that may be accurate from the legal side, they may be accurate from the tax side, and they're functioning the way they should. But at the end of the day, it's not really helping the investor move their investing forward because the structure itself could impair that. And those are problems that we run into a lot with investors, is that the people they work with just don't understand the level of investing that they're getting involved with and how you might want to tweak it to make it more attractive to other individuals.
Okay, so again, best way to get a hold of you, AndersonAdvisors.com, 1-800-706-4741, 1-800-706-4741. How long does a consult typically take?
Anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
Typically. It depends on how complex you are and you're investing, what you're doing.
One of the things that I really like is that y'all don't take a cookie-cutter approach and say that this is the one way that everyone needs to do it. What you look at is, hey, this is where you are right now, and this is where you're trying to get to. And so how do you balance the liability, the ability to, minimize taxes, but still make yourself bankable? Because, we've seen investors that have reduced their tax liability, using, legal deductions and all of that. They've reduced their tax liability to near zero. But when you do that, you're on paper looking like you're not making any kind of income. And the reality is that then if you go and try and get a loan from a bank, then they're oftentimes going, hey, you don't make any money. Why should we lend you any, right? I mean, you're not doing very good running your business. You're like, no, I'm just trying to minimize my taxes. And so there's this balance between those. And I love that y'all are able to look at, hey, where are you trying to get to? And what's the balance between all of those?
Yeah, I mean, you're not under the same sheet of music. That is exactly the problem so many real estate investors make, is that they don't see the larger picture. Because the professional they're working with, they don't understand the lending aspect of it. I mean, I'm an avid real estate investor, as you know. We've talked about it before. And one of the things I'm always conscious of is my income. What do I show for tax purposes? Yes, I could take other moves that would help reduce my taxable income, but I know that's going to impair my ability to borrow. So it's something that I'm always actively monitoring to ensure that it still looks really good to lenders, because you know what the way they are. They want to check a box. And the other thing is you can't make it too complicated for them, because an underwriter, when they start seeing a bunch of different K-1s on your tax return, they start to get nervous because they don't understand what are your undisclosed liabilities. What are they not telling me that is floating outside there? So you also have to understand from their point of view that we have to keep it simple as possible, but at the same time make you attractive. And that's an art form to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So in that, how many times do you find that people, is there ever a situation people come as investors and they've got this, this system that they've set up? Are there situations that you can get into where it's not fixable?
No, you can pretty much fix everything. The degree to which you fix it and what are going to be the tax ramifications sometimes do come up. But yeah, we can typically fix pretty much anything for someone. But the problem you always have to preface it with is that if you've been doing it wrong for a couple years, then when we make the change, because your tax returns are still going to reflect that, it's going to take 2 years until you're going to see an improvement there. Because when you go into underwriting, they're asking for 2 years of tax returns, and the stuff you did in 2016 and 2017, that's still going to crop up. And so there will be a transition period where you have to always explain it to the underwriter. Yeah, I used to do it that way, and I closed that entity down, because they're going to still ask for the tax returns forward or balance sheet and profit and loss. And so it's not a overnight fix, but it does materialize over 2 years.
So if you're a new investor, it makes more sense to define your strategy on the front end. It's amazing to me how many people, they set up a strategy based on what it is that they're trying to do, not what they're trying to get to. It's almost like if you're going on vacation, the start of planning a vacation is deciding where you want to go. Once you decide where you want to go, that oftentimes determines a lot of the other factors. It determines, the time of the year you should go. It determines the vehicle you should take, whether it's a plane, a train, a boat, whatever, a car, whatever it is, right? But if you don't decide where you're going first, I see so many people that pick the vehicle first. Well, I want to do buy and hold, or I want to flip this many houses, or I want to hold and sell this many so that I can flip so that then I can get into buy and hold. But they don't start with the destination in mind. It's a little bit like saying, yeah, I want to travel by boat, but I want to go to Denver. It's like, wait, what? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. You've got your priorities out of order. So what I would recommend, sit down with Anderson Advisors. Go to AndersonAdvisors.com, 1-800-706-4741, 1-800-706-4741. What you don't know can cost you time and money. Give them a call. Thanks so much for joining us, Clint.
Thanks, Tom.
Mike's off.
Hi, Clint Coons here, attorney and avid real estate investor. You know, the greatest mistake real estate investors make is not understanding the potential liability that exists from owning real estate. At Anderson Business, Legal, and Tax Advisors, we specialize in protecting real estate investors in all 50 states. In addition to structuring your business for optimum protection, we provide guidance so you pay the least amount of taxes available under the law. We have 150 employees that range from lawyers to CPAs to estate planners and much more. Download our free ebook, The Invisible Investor Strategy, today at AndersonAdvisors.com or call for a free risk reduction analysis and financial blueprint at 800-706-4741. Anderson Business Advisors will help you keep more of what you earn. Call us today at 800-706-4741 and mention Right Path Real Estate.
Selecting a foundation company and their product for repair is a lot like a game of chance. You simply don't know what you're going to get. The foundation repair industry as a whole doesn't carry a license, nor is it regulated. However, Foundation Check utilizes professional engineers to review all of our files to give you the best foundation analysis in today's market. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825, or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com.
Hello, real estate investors. Do you need a lender that moves fast at the speed of a jet to fund your investment properties? Jet Lending will help you purchase properties quickly with as little cash out of pocket as possible. Jet Lending also sets up a repair escrow fund to help you with repair costs. Jet Lending is your fast and friendly hard money source for first-time investors and seasoned professionals. Call 281-872-7800 or email us at info@jetlending.com.
Real estate investors, if you're not familiar with Quest IRA, let me tell you what you're missing. We've got free weekly educational classes, networking opportunities, and the ability to tap into trillions of dollars for your real estate investing deals. Come by our office or join us remotely as we simulcast all of our educational classes every Tuesday morning and evening. For more information, call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or visit our website at questira.com.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes, binders, and the agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. It's there for you. Call Houston's leading real estate risk management experts, Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas, 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree, single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
This is Business 1110.
Tom, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, hot mics.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. If you want to set your course to a better financial future, in fact, you may not realize this, but you could be retired in as little as 5 years. What if you were 5 years away from retirement and didn't realize it? When would you want to discover that? If you truly were 5 years or less away from retirement, when would you want to know that? If you want to find out how you can be retired in as little as 5 years, what I'd recommend is we've got a free event. Today is Tuesday. We've got a free event on Thursday. It's at our office, 11451 Katy Freeway. All you need to do is hop on over to the website, rightpathrealestate.com. That's rightpathrealestate.com. Come to our event. You need to register for it. We'd like to know that you're coming so that we can set up the right amount of space. But what if you could just invest 90 minutes of your time on Thursday night and learn how within 5 years you could be retired at the level that you want to be retired in? Now, are you going to be retired, as a billionaire? Probably not. But is that really what it would take for you to be retired? What I want you to stop and think about is if your plan right now is to invest in Bitcoin, to hit a home run, a grand slam, to invest in the stock market or any of those kind of things, what's your past performance been like that? Most people are closer than what they think. We sat down with a handful of investors. I think there were 7 people that came to our event last night. We sat down, put each one of them in a hot seat for 20 minutes and solved each one of their problems. Most of their problems were not what it is that they're doing. It was their thinking. Most people prevent their better future by the thoughts that they have. All you got to do is go to rightpathrealestate.com. That's rightpathrealestate.com. We want to see you, want to invite you personally, come out to our event on Thursday night. Thanks for listening, guys. Jason and I will be in the studio together tomorrow. Have a great evening.
All right, have a good one.
Thanks, Nikki. Bye-bye.